Alright, so this build is for you Teemo lovers out there. If you've played Teemo a lot, you're probably aware one of the main weaknesses he has is that he's pretty easy to remove from the board. Oftentimes, they can just use like a quick spell, or if they have any elusive defenders or anything like that, they can prevent you from really attacking with Teemo and getting hits in on the Nexus to double those shrooms. This build solves that in a couple different ways and has a lot of great synergies. Unfortunately, it is a bit more on the pricey side in terms of you either have to have been playing this game for quite a while and built up a good selection of relics, or very specific relics in this case, or you have to have spent some money in terms of getting both some specific Spiritborn champion relics as well as one of the base relics that's available, I believe, from the Golden Reliquaries. But let's first just jump into the build and take a look at the relics here. This has 3 relics that it uses, which is the Mischief Maker's Flute, Siphoned Sorrow, and Strength of Stone. The main one here is Strength of Stone. This makes it so Teemo has extra toughness, as well as when he's dropped or any ally is dropped, they also get additional toughness and the Formidable trait. The Formidable, or I guess keyword, lets you deal damage with your toughness rather than your power, and so with this, Teemo is actually able to both stay alive easier and deal more damage to the Nexus. This is really helpful, along with Mischief Maker's Flute, which makes it so when he does deal damage, he plants that many shrooms into the deck, those poison puff caps. And so with this, you can actually level up often on turn 1 just by dropping him and attacking into the Nexus. This poison puff caps from his damage triggers prior to his doubling effect from hitting the Nexus when he's leveled up, and so just attacking and hitting with him will often double the damage or double the number of shrooms already on your first attack. The next piece of synergy is this Siphoned Sorrow, which both when you drop him and on round start, he will take 3 health from an enemy that's on the board if he's able to. This also synergizes with one of his constellations. His constellations make it so here with the 2-star, when the opponent draws a card that has a puff cap on it, you get a poison dart in your hand, and it's at burst speed. So this poison dart, it only deals 1 damage, but with the Siphoned Sorrow, this will leave enemies at 1 health if they had 3 health or I guess anywhere 4 or less health. It'll leave them at 1 health, and then you can pick them off with those darts. And so this makes it really helpful where at burst speed you can be picking off enemies that have been left low from the Siphoned Sorrow. This also boosts his health and damage for future turns, so that you continue to hit enemies and the Nexus for even more damage, and you're able to defend more effectively with Teemo without losing him while you're playing. So overall, I think this build's pretty fun. I've even run it through some 5-star adventures and been able to complete those successfully. Of course, because he's maxed out at 3 stars right now, I'm trying to get into some of those much harder adventures, like the 6 and 6.5 star. Those will generally require you to really get lucky on powers and whatnot in order to make him successful. But I've found this build is a lot of fun, and let's go ahead and just run it through an adventure here. So as you can see, I've already completed the 5-star adventure, Rune King, with him. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a different one. I haven't done the title Trickster, so haven't gone up against Fizz yet. Let's give that one a go. Alright, grab his power, see if we get lucky here. This would be alright. It's not great. It does allow us to give him additional toughness. The power is kind of worthless for us. Tough Nexus, also good just for surviving. I'm tempted just to grab this since I know it'll be beneficial and be able to help us make him survive a bit more. So let's go ahead and just do that. I'm going to save my rerolls more for the support champion selection. Make sure I can get something good, just in case I don't draw Teemo on the opening draw. So we'll go ahead and shuffle these back in, just keep the pup. Alright, we got Teemo here. So they have an enemy out on the board, but he's only got 2 health. But we'll go ahead and drop Teemo. That'll give him 1 extra health at least drained from that guy. We'll also buff up Teemo here. We can't drop any other characters, so we'll just attack in. So with his power from attacking, shuffling shrooms, and his hit, you can see after the first attack, the enemy already has 34 shrooms in their deck, so that's pretty good. I want to get rid of this guy, but I can't quite do enough damage to him. We'll probably just have to defend against him. I think we'll go ahead and wait for a more powerful enemy to be dropped to deal with those. So we did get our shroom, luckily. Actually, we got 2 here, so we can pick off one of these guys at burst speed. We can also deal 5 damage to him, and then we should be able to pick him off with this other one. And then we're going to attack in here. So we get rid of him. Teemo, we can go ahead and defend with and get rid of this guy. We'll take a little bit of damage, but that should be fine. Enemies taking a lot of damage just from this passive of each character drawing cards at the start of the round, drawing a spell here, so that's working in our benefit. Let's go ahead. I think we'll just go ahead and get rid of this in case he is going to drop any spells on us. Alright, let's go ahead and just toss some more pup caps in the deck before we double. Most likely they are going to be very dead next turn after this. So with only 4 health left and 144 shrooms in the deck, should be able to get them to draw enough with those 2 draws in 1 turn. There we go. Alright, this could be good. It's slow, but we get the 2 epic items on it, so let's go ahead and grab that. Ooh, Mel could be interesting. Just because some of our spells can get overwhelmed. Might just be fun. Vigar could also be quite good, and he's got a nice, this Titan's Axe giving him +3/+3. He is a bit more expensive to drop, but that could be okay. In general, we want supporting champions and creatures that have higher toughness. These ones only have 2, so it's not that great, but I think Vigar will be fun. We'll just go full Yordle here and see how that goes. Let's go ahead and run over here. Either one of these are probably going to have some elusives, so it'll be a bit harder to get Teemo to connect with their Nexus, but we'll do what we can. I'm going to keep Vigar in my hand just so I have better chances of drawing Teemo here. We really want Teemo in our opening draw whenever possible, so here we go. Alright, luckily since they have a bigger creature there, we can sap it of some of that energy or some of its toughness. This will allow us to attack in. Go ahead and buff him up. They will probably defend, yep, so we won't get to connect with the Nexus. But we will at least remove that enemy. I'm just going to preserve Nexus health here if they attack in. I can defend against one of them. Oh, yeah, of course they're doing that. So I'm going to take quite a bit of damage here, but let's try to limit that. Try to get rid of one of these sharks as soon as possible. Good. Just made this cheap, so we can go ahead and remove one of these guys. Got lucky with those items on that. They're random. Let's go ahead and toss down one of these guys. Help us already start to buff up. I'm actually thinking I'm going to attack him with both these guys. They will probably defend against this one. And I can make sure he survives. Be a blocker next turn with that spell. Help remove some more of their creatures since they seem to be flooding the board here. This guy, see what we can do in terms of getting some defenders down. We still have another one of these where we can make one of them into a 1/6, or we can make one of our defenders a 1/6. So this can work great as both a defensive and offensive tool for us. That was painful. Let's remove one of these. Just remove the most damage that we can. Alright, let's go ahead and do the same thing we did last time. Bring that guy down. Buff this guy up. He removes the character. Alright. You should just be able to... Oh. Got enough out of the buff caps. Definitely Teemo, as you can see, being able to survive there a lot easier, and just the passive damage he gets in from defending adds a lot of buff caps to the enemy's deck and really makes it so you're able to deal more damage quicker. So Yeah, let's actually do this. This is great. Reduce the cost on this Puff Cap Peddler. This is also very good, making the opponent draw cards. I would normally go for this one, but because Puff Cap Peddler has so much defense, and he's already in our deck, having more of these in there is really going to be strong. Let's go ahead and just summon an extra Teemo. That way we can be doubling the number of shrooms an extra time on our first attack. Alright, looks like we got another one of these proximity Puff Cap cards, and it got some good starting cards on there. We should be able to freely remove some things later on. Probably won't want to use this first turn because they haven't drawn any Puff Caps yet. Let's go ahead and just throw these guys in here. Alright, we're already at 74 mushrooms in the enemy deck, so that's great. Go ahead and remove this guy. Most likely they will draw shrooms, so we should be able to remove her. Yep. Let's go ahead and take her out. Let's drop these guys. See what they do here. There we go. Easy defend. You know, we can toss more damage at their nexus. Nothing else really to do here. Off that extra draw that Fizz has from the overall power for the adventure. It's really making this a lot easier than it normally would be. But I guess that's one of the nice things about Teemo here. Let's just go for some lifesteal, sustain, plus this reduces cost, so should be able to get it out a bit easier. Just in case we get into some longer adventures. I like this, being able to terrify them more. That'll be good. Let's see if we can get anything else. Ooh, that is great for us. Let's go ahead and pick that one up. I like both of these. I think I will at least grab one of this. So that whenever I draw a card, I'm milling them more. I may want to grab this as well. This is 4 cost. Does have regeneration, which is great for our deck, considering we're using our toughness all the time. So let's just go ahead and add a couple of these. This helps us draw more as well, so we can get to the other cards we need. So we'll do that. Is there anything we want to cut here? I think I will end up cutting this guy. He's can be helpful at times, but I probably have other things I prefer to be dropping in general. The only other this draws itself. It has very low toughness, so it's not a great card, but because it cycles with the draw, I prefer to keep it for now. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut this guy.
Huh? You want me? Well, okay.
Alright. I might keep this just because it will allow us to start reducing the cost on it early on. I do want Teemo, however. I'm tempted to just toss most of these things back so that I get Teemo, since I don't have him yet. Still a good chance I'll draw him on the opening draw, but yeah, because I got Vigar there, that helped improve my chances of getting Teemo. I'm actually going to pass here, and hopefully they are going to drop something. There we go. It's a little bit of a risk, but not too bad. I figured they would probably be dropping something. And then we could summon another champion here. Let's see what we get. There we go, Nylon, that's great. And they are going to just toss that back on top of my deck, but that's fine. Fortunately, we don't get to double twice on this one since they have an elusive defender, but we'll survive. And drop this guy. And they attack with Poppy. I think I'm just going to make her a 1/6 and defend so that we can remove her. So let's just wait for them to attack. There we go. Make her 1/6. Move her with a block. There we go. And because we get our spell mana back each turn, let's just go ahead and hit the Nexus with some darts. Alright. Let's see here. We could drop Vigar. Start boosting darkness. I think though we drop this and start getting some more Terrifies in there as we draw cards. I'm just gonna throw more damage at the Nexus. Should be able to end this next turn. Let's go ahead and toss them in there. Alright. I think they should be dead here. Worked out quite well for us. Especially since we draw 2 cards a turn that terrify, and terrifies them twice. Ooh, double attack on Teemo, that is extremely good. I think I'm going to risk not... I would normally take this so that I'm guaranteed to get him in my opening hand, but double attack is just too good to give up. Hitting the Nexus twice, doubling those shrooms even more often. Let's go ahead and take Raiding Party since we're doing a lot of Nexus hits with those puff caps, and plus we can throw darts at it and buff our deck more. Let's just go ahead and go this way. Cut more cards from our deck. Alright, we got Teemo in the opening hand, so let's go with that. Again, I'm going to hope that they drop a card on the first turn since they have plenty of mana. There we go. Let's toss some more shrooms in their deck. And get to doubling. Just a couple of shrooms, 244 on turn 1, not too bad. I think we might win this on the first draw. There we go. As you can see, I mean, it does have to do with this adventure's powers, but you can see Teemo has no problem here with a 4.5 star adventure, so he can really, really do well for you once he gets going. So I really don't think I'm going to be dropping this guy that often. The chances I get to 5 mana gems and then I'm willing to just spend it all on this guy is pretty unlikely. He does have a very nice passive effect here, but I think we're just not going to be dropping him that much. I could get rid of this. I might actually do that. It doesn't look like we're needing the lifesteal. So let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Alrighty. This little bit helpful. Doesn't really hurt us. It's more spells in our hand, just buffing up our characters. This could be good. Since we already have this in our deck, just adding a Poro to it is not bad. Let's go ahead and grab this. Looks like there is another shop afterwards, so I'm going to save my money just in case there's another power there that I want to buy. Unfortunately, here you can see we did draw Teemo. Lucky us, right? Right at the last second there. Would be unfortunate if we didn't draw Teemo in the opening hand. That could definitely make things a bit more difficult. But we've gotten lucky here so far. Go ahead and get some bonuses going on here. This guy's not elusive, so we'll just go ahead and attack in. You can see a lot of the damage is just coming directly from Teemo with all that toughness. He's really able to put in a lot of damage early on. And there we go, another one shot. Or effectively, first draw of the second turn. Alright, this is somewhat worthless for us. The overwhelm on this guy is good though, and just having more of him in our deck. He's quite good. Let's see what else we can get. Frostbite, this is good. Might as well keep the enemy from having more power. And let's see. Do we want more of these guys? Putting puff caps in or making our dog stronger? Let's just make it so we get some extra puff caps in there. I'm not going to put more of that. I just wanted the one item. So we do have some rerolls. Let's see if we get anything good here. Spells and skills deal extra damage. This could be alright, but again, we're mostly just focused on Teemo here. We don't need too much else. Yeah, nothing crazy. Let's just go ahead and move on. Cut another card. We're really not using darkness that much, so let's just go ahead and cut this guy.
Let's go paddling.
Alright, we've gotten Teemo in our opening hand. Every time we're drawing him right away on the first turn, so very lucky in this case. But I think we might be able to finish this off. I kind of want to wait until if I cast this on Fizz, he's most likely going to have another spell to cast to cancel it. I'm tempted to risk it anyway. Let's do it. Well, surprised they didn't cast something to make it cancel the spell, so hopefully we can get through here. There we go. Doubling, doubling. Almost 200 shrooms on turn 1. Not quite able to get him on the first turn there. Let's go ahead and toss this down. I'm surprised you want to do that, but that's fine by me. Go ahead and toss some more shrooms in their deck. Alright. Yep, more shrooms. And then not attack. Fine by me. There we go. Easy enough. 4.5 star adventure. So again, this adventure was certainly the modifications on it made it a lot easier. But the general principle of how this works should come through. And as you've seen on my map here, I've also been able to do a 5-star adventure with this. I have also taken this to Fiddlesticks. I did manage, I got some lucky powers in the beginning. I did manage to get all the way to Fiddlesticks, and I got him down to 9 HP, but unfortunately I couldn't quite kill him. He ended up milling the rest of my deck before I could get him down. So it was very close, but unfortunately didn't work out there. So anyway, fun Teemo build, highly recommended if you have these relics available, and give it a shot. So if you have any questions or comments around this build or any other builds you'd like to see, let me know. And thanks for watching.